something with a Sailor Moon reference from Moonlight Madness, and I'm like,
Oh yes, please do.
It'll be like a techno song intro that starts with like, "In the name of the moon, I punish you."
Have you heard the Japanese intro? It's actually kind of legit. All right, like it's a good song.
Sounds like I need to go look it up. I just know that the Japanese voice actors for Sailor Moon are about as good as the Dragon Ball Z one.
What is up with Japan in that, man?
I know, it's like every other anime sounds so cool when you give a character like a Japanese voice, but then those two are just like, ugh. Yeah.
Wait, side note before we intro the players, have you guys been watching the new Dragon Ball episodes? Like, what?
No.
The new Dragon Ball episodes?
Yeah, they started.
Are you serious?
They started it up again. It's a follow-up, and it falls right after Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball GT never happened.
Holy shit! Link me.
Dude, we talked about this the other day on stream. I told you it's called like Dragon Ball Super or something.
I didn't think you said it started.
Oh, okay.
Yo, Zombie Grub, I'll link you the first episode later, but yeah.
All right, well, guys, let's hop into the game. Spawning in the top left corner of the map, you bunch of weeaboos. It's the yellow Zerg CatZ.
And in the bottom right-hand corner, it's PiLiPiLi, representing Team Red Bloods.
Dude, Zombie Grub, I had a really good idea. You haven't seen it yet, right? The Dragon Ball thing?
Yep.
Neither have I. Do you want to like replace temporarily our terrible movie tradition and watch that instead when we go to California?
I guess we could.
Oh my god. So I won't spoil anything, but literally like these episodes are like, what have these people been doing when they're not at war with the universe? And it's like, you remember the filler episodes of Dragon Ball Z?
Yeah.
Where like Goku and Piccolo went to go learn how to drive a car?
Yes.
The episodes are like that.
That is amazing. It is my favorite. Look, yo, I spent so much money in Dragon Ball Z earlier. By the way, gold base was taken. From
Wait, really?
The end of the Cell Saga. So basically, when like, you know, the time skip, from that point to the end of Dragon Ball Z, I bought the VHS every single Tuesday for like $10. I had so many tapes and so much money sunk in Dragon Ball Z. And you know why? It's because I really wanted Gohan and Videl to get together. And we were talking about shipping earlier. I'm a pretty hardcore
like, that wasn't even
shipper,
shipping when you're little. You're just like, why is it not happening? It's so obvious.
Shipping. I'm sorry, you're a shipper now, man. Like, I loved their relationship. So to hear that it's like a slice of life thing.
Call me the postman because I ship them like all the every day.
Yeah, but like I loved it, right? And like when like in like the ending when they were like showing what they're doing in the original Dragon Ball Z ending, and like she became like the great the great Saiya woman, I guess, or something. Like I was like, yes, that's amazing.
So on the topic of this game right now, since I don't know, gold minerals, Super Saiyan, whatever. There's the tangent. Do you guys think this is going to be like one of the spine crawler pushes where we end up seeing CatZ get up like the early queen, start spreading creep over to the front and like just start being aggressive with that? Or is this like one of those ling all-ins just because it's proxied?
What was the question?
Was that a hypothetical?
This is...
Well, you asking? Wait, more so than hypothetical, was that rhetorical?
It was both. I've seen like two different versions of like this aggression though from Zerg players. One where like they try and be aggressive with these spine crawlers, and another where they're trying to just be aggressive with like units in general.
Well, you know, it's kind of hard to be aggressive without units.
No.
In general,
spine crawlers are technically not units, and you can be aggressive with them.
Yeah, but it's not easy. You have to spread creep. You have to lay down some groundwork, and you have to actually burrow them, which takes forever. So. Get wrecked because it's still difficult.
Okay, well, fine.
Double queen! Ooh, yeah.
Wait, is this PiLiPiLi's? No, he did see the hatchery earlier on.
He knows what's going on. I mean, all jokes aside, it is going to be spines, and this is kind of a classic CatZ move. I mean, think back to Overgrowth. This is the exact same plan of action. The difference is he doesn't have to kill rocks to get to his opponent's base. He just gets to spread the creep really, really fast. Now, cannons will buy you time. Cannons will not stop this attack, but they will buy you time. That's when you get things like the Immortals. That's when you get something like a Stargate behind this. But PiLiPiLi being supply blocks for even just a few seconds, that could cost him his second Immortal.
Well, not just that. His robotic facility is at the front. I mean, when we start talking about
it's gonna get walled out. Wait, can it get out here in the bottom, but between the cannon? I actually don't know if it's got enough room to get out.
I think he might just need to cancel one of the cannons, right? If it gets trapped.
Well, it might pop on the wrong side. I think it's the worst thing that could happen.
Okay, it can actually squeeze in there. I wasn't sure if it actually squeezed in or not. Was the thing.
Yep.
But the thing about the Immortals is like it's really good at stopping the spine crawlers. It doesn't do jack squat to Queens.
But does he even reach them?
No. Doesn't look like he's gonna be able to reach him. But like this is what I'm talking about. The robotic facility is part of the wall in, so it's gonna end up going down. He's gonna lose out his ability to produce more Immortals. He may not even be able to get the second one out.
CatZ goes in a little bit prematurely. I think finish out the Robo first would be the best idea, then going with the Lings. We use the Lings to buy time for the cannons to proceed. But either way, the Forge goes down, the Robo goes down. Big hits, lots of cannons, and CatZ, well, he's sitting on a gold base planet, so it's still not too bad for him.
This feels like a tower defense game. Like PiLiPiLi just trying to create a cannon and wall off.
Fear Dragon, it's a Tower Wars game.
Yeah, excuse you. This reminds me a lot of what CatZ used to do on Neoplanet S.
Damn.
So this is.
Oh yeah.
This is what you have to test on maps.
This is actually holding fairly well, though.
I don't think PiLi has to pull probes here, does he? Does PiLi have to pull probes?
I mean, it's gonna help.
If he can pull most of them back, then it's worth. There you go.
The Immortal's still standing, actually. And the Immortal's the reason it's starting to get shut down. But he does take out the majority of the cannons, and if the cannons go down, that means the Lings can run by. They don't even have to actually fight here. That clutch warping, though. Oh my god. Everything here is so clutch for PiLi.
He needs to pull that motion core back, or he's gonna lose out his next one to overcharge. Oh, it goes down.
91 energy too. Oh, that sucks. That really sucks.
Oh boy.
At least his warp gates are finishing up. He's gonna have 4 warp gates. He can finally actually start warping in units instead of just cannons.
Well, we got a little bit of a breather. So I quickly want to just shout out to Wolf of Pavlov with a $3 donation. It says, howdy doody, Base Rate TV. I join you guys every Saturday whenever I can. Happy birthday, Rifkin. If life hands you melons, you might be dyslexic. I like that. And solid as Dub with a $50 donation. Just being solid as Dub saying happy birthday. Thank you for your ongoing generosity, Solidus, man. You're mod on the channel. You donate frequently. Dude, you are like my hero.
A lot of Zerglings going after these sentries. He's gonna be able to get at least 3 of them, maybe the 4th one. But he loses a lot of Zerglings. He gets the Electro Core again?
Yeah, no, CatZ has got this. There's more spines coming in. The cannons are starting to run out of juice. If there was another Immortal behind this prior to the attack, this looks different. But like we saw how good that one Immortal did earlier. It wrecked. It shreked. But the Queens with their transfuses are a little too much.
He's out of transfused energy, though, and the cans are still alive, and he's got warpins, and he gets out another Immortal.
Actually, yeah, CatZ
maybe able to live here.
One of the key things about this is CatZ built more spines without replacing the drones. So he hasn't actually lost any drones this game, but he's down to 19, and his economy's not looking so hot despite having the gold base. And he can't really afford to go into drones, so I mean he's got to win with this push. There's not going to be that like what happened between the first attack and this attack won't happen again. There's not going to be that breather for a 3rd attack, not unless he can actually kill the natural base and then start droning behind it.
Oh, PiLi's starting to get. Oh my God! +1 weapons is 8 in-game seconds away from finishing. If he can like just delay a little bit by going for the attack, he's gonna be able to finish up +1, but he needs to make sure he doesn't lose too much. I'm really liking these pro pulls. The more that I look at the fact that CatZ only has 19 workers and PiLi has 40.
Yeah, I think PiLi's actually gonna hold this. He cleans that up really well. There's not another round for CatZ. 14 more Lings isn't gonna cut it. One of the Immortals does go down, but this is the Zealots to deal with. If these weren't here, you know, the spines could actually kill the Immortal, but this is looking pretty damn good for PiLi, despite the fact there's an actual creep tumor in his natural.
And it's only going to get easier for the defense, right? Because +1 weapons finishes up. That means that these Zealots are now 2-shotting all those Zerglings that have been soaking up attacks for those spine crawlers. These Zealots are going to rip through them now.
CatZ, does he have anything else going on for him though? Like lair or anything? Like gonna go into mutas? Cause I recall him when he did this on Neoplanet S, he would have a transition if it was working or took a long time.
He hasn't been any gas.
Well, I think back then it was Swarm Hosts, actually. Yeah, that was a really long time ago.
I wonder what happened in that transition then.
Oh, right. And I think at one point he also had one that he transitioned into Hydras because it would just be Zealots and Immortals, and Hydras would do okay. And then also Aspire, but he's really just going all in with the Lings here. And I think if he does it this way, I think PiLiPiLi wins.
Well, I think what CatZ is trying to do is he's just going to try and get the best flank possible on this entire army. This might actually work out pretty well. He's going to be able to find the Immortals and the Sentries from the backside. A spine crawler flank coming in.
It's funny to see, but I mean, all CatZ has to, or sorry, all PiLiPiLi has to do is keep walking forward and away from this. He doesn't actually have to take this engagement because he is a little bit silly, but the Immortal's still doing work, and this Zealot attack is just a little too strong. +1 weapons was what he needed to make sure the Lings got 2-shot instead of 3-shot. It made such an impact when it came down to any fight with these things, and yeah, just Zealots will win this game. There's not like there's roaches on the way. There's no you put out transition to Hydras or anything like that. It's PiLiPiLi's game at this point to either win or throw. He's actually getting SimCity up behind us too, so the counterattack not really potentially there. Nicely done.
Yeah, PiLiPiLi's got a pretty solid hold on this game right now. But like, I just want to say, like, I'm really impressed with. As a Protoss player, I'm always really impressed when like there are those really weird situation games, especially for Protoss when you have your wall in being knocked down and you're like trying to re-wall in. Maybe you're re-walling in with cannons. It can be a really frustrating situation to try and deal with that, but he played it out really calmly and really patiently. He's gonna end up taking game 1.
Yeah,
oh damn!
I was really impressed with that too.
That, and I get the greatest birthday host of all time. Naniwa just hosted this stream.
Hey.